Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's coaching circle, I guess. This is the 29th of April through to the 5th of May, and we've got some amazing things happening this week. I'm so happy to report that Venus, even though I have loved her, even though I have loved her in uh Aries because she's being ruled by my Mars, by Mars, which I have. It's still Venus is now at home in at 9:30 tonight. She's at 29:49 right now. But by the time we wake up on Tuesday morning, she's going to be in Taurus. And then on Wednesday the 1st, Mars moves into Aries. So we're going to have a lot more energy this week that feels functional and in alignment. It's not going to be like Mars trying to swim a marathon, and Venus trying to fight her way out of her environment. So amazing. All right, so as always, you can always go and have a look at a fuller version of the week ahead on YouTube. But like I said, quickly, I will just go through the main points of the week that we're working with. All right, so like I said, we go through to Venus in Taurus. Yay! So with Venus moving into Taurus, we our adrenal system is going to calm down. All right, so Venus being ruled by Mars is the adrenals. Mars is that fight and flight. All right, so Venus gets to calm down. All right, so with her in Taurus, we're going to be looking at matters surrounding our finances, things of value, any work that we need to do around money, obviously, budgets, renegotiating things. Now that Mercury is moving, I'd still wait a couple of days if you actually need to do something like renegotiating. Just give Mercury a little bit more time. Maybe wait till it passes Chiron. I think Chiron is still being very tricky. The next new moon that we have on the 8th of May is also a Taurus new moon. So that's going to be fabulous. But anyway, Venus in Taurus, we're looking at our finances, values, our comfort and security. And I did see someone reference the valuable things in our homes. Not quite sure why they specifically said homes, but I suppose that would be an indication of what value you place on your items. So I mean, I guess it would be a good indicator of the value of the items of your home. Anyway, like I said, that was someone else's words. All right, so we can focus on the words are obviously going to be in at the website. They'll be put up tonight. Okay, so financial overhauls, looking into budget, reevaluation of financial position. I said all that. Looking for better deals and rates, increasing your financial education and new investments. I actually think that when Jupiter moves into Gemini on the 26th of May, we're going to have and the sun will be in Gemini by then. However, I just sort of saying that because I said new investments. I think by the time Jupiter goes into Gemini, there's going to be a whole different range of things available. So just watch this space for that. All right. So after finances, we've got pleasure and indulgence. Venus wants what Venus wants. So allow yourself some grace and say yes to the chocolate and bubbles. But watch for excess. Okay, because Taurus is food. All right, so this is why we've got such food insecurity right now, because we've had Uranus going through Taurus for the last 7 years. So definitely look at matters surrounding your food and indulgence. And like I said, just say yes. Venus does, right now, I've just got the taste of praline. Oh my God, what are those shells? Those beautiful chocolate shells. Anyway, those things. That's my Venus in Taurus thought. All right. Next on the list, we have materials and values. Look around at what you have and what is important to you. Are you satisfied with what you see, or is an upgrade deserved? Now, with the work that I've been doing with Denise Duffield Thomas, she's got a whole module on upgrades. And I know that I spoke about this a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about the fact that I had upgraded to organic coconut milk rather than getting the home brand one. And so can you look around your life and the things that are nice? Like, even, what her main one is, upgrade your underwear. That's a simple thing. Um, I think right now I do actually have a pair of undies with, yep, there's a hole there. Because it's a big pair of granny undies and my thumb went through. But I'm like, the rest of them are still fine. But when I go to Sydney, I'm planning on upgrading a whole lot of my wardrobe. I'm basically going with what I'm wearing and a bag, and I will bring home clothes. So I am actually going to use this time to upgrade my wardrobe while I'm in Sydney, and I have better shops available. All right, so have a look around. Is there something that you need to upgrade, because you do deserve it? All right, relationships. What does commitment and stability look like to you? And are your deepest needs being met? All right, so it's beautiful, we're in a relationship, and Venus is going to be, oh, she's going to be good, and Mars is finally going to be good. So, I'm going to talk about a conventional relationship right now. I really don't, yeah, fucking human. All right. So, you know, in this moment, when a woman, look, when Venus is feeling very Venusian and Mars is feeling very Marsy, relationships are going to function better. All right. So, but it does give you the scope to just ask yourself those questions. Are my needs being met? Is there something about this relationship that I'm feeling uncomfortable about? Okay, so, while these two planets are in their exalted, not exalted, they're in their rulership, all right, they're in their happy place. Ask some of those questions. I'm always going to talk about being honest with your feelings, about not holding back, about not suppressing, about just being yourself and your authentic voice. Oh my God, the other night I had an experience because I was contemplating. It was on the weekend, and I got a message in my head that I was like, oh, okay, I paid attention to it. And it's told me that I'm thinking in the wrong voice. And I was like, that is so freaking random. But I wrote it down. And then today, when I was listening to Mel Robbins, no, yesterday, when I was listening to Mel Robbins, she said exactly that about thinking in the wrong voice. And I was like, I actually went, oh, I was in the middle of the yard doing, like, no one was around me, but it well, I mean, it's nothing, but it was confronting, because the first one was a take notice of this, and then it got backed up again the next day in a podcast that I was listening to. So it was like, ooh, that's interesting. I guess it goes back to that, the critic and the observer. But to be told you're thinking in the wrong voice, it was like, interesting. Gave me something to think about. Anyway, all right, back to, okay, so that was relationships. All right, so another one for Venus in Taurus. So this goes through to the 24th of May. Okay, so she's very quick at the moment. She's going through there in like 24, 25, 26 days. All right, so just under a month. All right, so we are also watching for issues surrounding the neck, throat, thyroid, kidneys. All right, so plenty of water. I mean, water is just going to amplify that beauty when you are hydrated. All right, there is also going to be matters surrounding beauty, because she is in her rulership. So, the skin, so all that sort of stuff. Yeah, self-care. And go get a massage. If you're someone that doesn't often give yourself the self-care that you deserve and you need, then maybe book a massage or your nails, whatever beauty and self-care looks like to you. then go do that. You know, like I would have never thought to go and get my eyelashes lifted and whatever I had, what it tinted and lifted. But oh my God, I don't think I'm ever going to go back. I don't think I'll ever do acrylic nails again because that shit hurt when you're getting it off. But the eyelashes that I never would have contemplated, I'm like, no, I am a convert now. And you know, I'm also hoping that maybe I can go get a facial when I'm in Sydney, or you know, I'm planning on getting a facial. So, regardless, Venus in Taurus, do the nice things for yourself. Okay, so now let's have a look at another part of what we had today. All right, so I mean Mars at this point, hang on, let's have a look now. All right, so Mars and Venus and Neptune are still, oh look at that, Neptune's 52 and Mars is at 59. So Mars is officially past Neptune. That was at 2 p.m. today. And I have spoken about this, so I won't sort of hang here too much. And the fact that it's past, but this is why we've probably been so tired and drained, because all of the energy and effort that Mars prides himself on just got dissipated with the boundaryless etheric nature of Neptune. So big deep breath for that one. It has passed. All right. So let's just move forward to Wednesday. And I think it's at like 1:30 in the morning. There we go. 3, 1. That'll do. Mars at 001 of Aries. Yay. All right. So Mars, the masculine planet and our planet of energy, drive, and exercise, is back in his home sign of Aries. Now this is his most youthful sign. Okay. So he is the young warrior. Whereas when he is in Scorpio, he is the strategic general. All right, so we've got much more youthful exuberance, and we're just going to get our energy back. Oh my God, I'm so excited. All right, so Mars gets his testosterone back. Here comes the assertive, courageous, enthusiastic, and proactive version of Mars. He's full of passion and drive, and we must be careful that we don't rush headlong into frustration, aggression, and rash decisions. All right, so we still do need to be careful. And another reason why I said that watch that we don't rush into rash decisions and aggression is because we still have Mercury coming up to conjunct Chiron. Now, I think I've said this a few times, but this is the third hit. All right. So we, you know, when we first experienced this back in March, beginning of March, maybe, you know, those old wounds that we looked back upon were very raw. Okay. But then we got that second hit where we got to assess it with a totally different light. And we were able to let go of the hurts and see it for what strength it gave us. Now Mercury moving past Chiron is going to give us the ability to go, I learned that this is what I've gained from it, and now I can then teach others. All right. So you know, it's not holding us back, it's actually pushing us up. It's actually giving us a bit of uplift because we've learned something, we've gained some clarity or something from it. All right. So now with Mars in Aries, medically wise, we need to watch out for inflammation, any issues around the head, the adrenals, and you know, anything head orientated. So adenoids, sinus, you know, that yucky congested sinus, earaches, you know, like I said, blood pressure, and then Mars is also adrenals and adrenal fatigue. All right. So, but with Venus in Taurus, if we are honoring that and resting and recuperating and allowing ourselves to lounge a little bit, maybe that will bring down some of the potential stress from Mars in Aries. All right, and I've just paid attention to Mars is also on its journey towards Chiron. So I have no doubt that you may enjoy exercise for the blessings that it gives you. Like Mars in Aries needs to exert itself. Okay, Aries is iron as well. So when Mars is in Aries or Scorpio, lifting weights and exerting yourself that way is a favorite. All right. So maybe you can start to think about what exercise you need to do as an individual or as some sort of driving force, hence lifting weights or running. Going for a run is a very Mars in Aries thing. Just take your spear and your shield and you'll be right. Actually, I've been seeing a guy doing training on a treadmill, and he's like running into the battles of Mordor, and he's got like an Olympic bar, and he's got all this gym equipment, and he's doing fantasy, characters. It's pretty funny. Anyway, all right, so that is Mars in Aries. So my Aries and Scorpio people, or anyone that I've told you have a strong Mars placement, if you do want to have a look at this, we can later on if we've got enough time. Absolutely. Just sigh of relief. Yay. All right, so that was Mars into Aries on Wednesday. Now, on the same time, we also have Venus, all right, square to Pluto. All right, so now all of these things that are going to come into Taurus are going to square Pluto. Okay, so look at this for Wednesday. Moon in Aquarius, a little bit like hands off. Let's have a look at the big picture. And with Venus in her calm, self-assured place, she may look over to Pluto. All right, and here I've written there could be some tension in relationships, especially around finances and future endeavors, standing up for yourself in groups, and a potential for deep reevaluation of values, which will provide profound insight for personal evolution and development. But this could be us. I mean, I have said here about finances and future endeavors. This could be like if you do look at your budget as a family, maybe you can budget for a few more future fun things, or maybe you're spreading that money too thin with trying to give away too much money. And I'm only just saying this because, maybe you donate too much money. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like the Venus in her home sign going, we need to do this for us, versus Pluto going, no, no, but we need to transform everyone. All right. It could even be time, that's valuable. Maybe someone in the unit, the family unit, is spending too much time doing things for other people. I don't know. It's Venus square Pluto. She will not be messed with, but neither will Pluto. So just be aware that actually I think for Wednesday I had today is one big trigger warning. All right. So when we wake up, it's to Pluto welcoming the moon into the last quarter phase, and then we see Mars emerging from its watery realm into its home sign. We get some strength back, but we emotionally go deep. So Venus makes some solid decisions today that make some solid boundaries, and she will not be messed with. So all week this week, actually, Pluto is very, very influential. So, I mean, we're not scared of Pluto. We live for transformation. So amazing. All right. And okay, another one for Wednesday. So Wednesday is the biggest day this week because we also have Mars sextile Pluto. Like I said, anything that's going to come into Aries now or Aries or Taurus is going to make that aspect to Pluto. Well, depending on where it is, as soon as it moves, it's going to make that Pluto aspect. All right. So Mars sextile Pluto is going to give us a boost in our confidence as we see our efforts helping the cogs turn. Initiative, innovation, and leading others in groups are also great outcomes from this. So it's a sextile, it's a harmonious aspect. There's a lot of inspiration, but also, that bigger vision thought process. So maybe during, maybe if something while Mercury was retrograde, maybe you started thinking about something that you wanted to move forward with, but with all the retrograde and we had to wait. Now it's starting to move forward. Mars sextile Pluto is going to like kick that stuff into gear as well. So, I mean, maybe it's not a trigger warning. Maybe it's just one big energetic boost pill that's going to get you doing shit. So, all right. Now, so that was pretty much, oh, and then, hang on. Oh, and then, oh, hang on. Yeah, no, that's fine. All right. And then on the 3rd, we have Pluto goes retrograde. All right. So let me move to the 3rd. And I mean, Pluto actually spends 6 months of the year retrograde. So it's there we go. It's not that it's a massive one, but because Pluto is so influential this week and it's like stationary. And so I don't know if you remember last week when I was saying any stationary planet, it amplifies because the lens that we're looking at it through is not moving. All right, so if you can just think of a planet chugging along, but when it's not chugging along, we're just looking at it like really, really looking into it. So Pluto has made these aspects, and I mean the planets are going to move on. That's all good. If it was something quicker like Mercury retrograde, we'd be revisiting those things again. This there's the Pluto sextile Neptune going on in the background as well. Yeah, Pluto sextile Neptune is also happening, but that's going to happen for years. And that is a very big social transformation aspect as well. We'll probably see society becoming more spiritual, even though I don't know. I'm not going to comment on that one right now. That's another bigger thing to be spoken about later. Okay, I'm just going to stop this share for a second and pause the recording. Okay, so, and was it this one? No, all right. So these, like I said, these will be on the website for you to look at later on. All right, so questions to ponder this week. It's Mercury hour, yay! Okay. Reflecting on the challenging events of the past week, what lessons can I take away from those experiences? Now, these questions are all derived from my week ahead. And I think that this question was there because I spoke about how shitful my week was last week. I mean, I'm a Scorpio, you guys know that. And the fact that we started last week with the Sun square Pluto, and my Pluto is in the 7th house, so therefore the reflective experience that I had was Michael's close call with the accident. And then on Friday when I got back from work and Dougal was unwell, there was another chilling, too close for comfort experience. Again, this is my experience. Did you have any challenging experiences last week that you can derive any lessons from? All right. So I know that from those experiences, it made me stop and reflect that on how many things I was taking for granted. It made me to go, I just, take Dougal to the vet. I know something's wrong. Just act upon things more adamantly, not the right word. Anyway, you know what I mean. All right, so next. How can I better prioritize my tasks and plans to ensure a more productive and fulfilling week? All right, now this one I love because tomorrow, sorry, I remember that was made it very loud. All right, so tomorrow being Tuesday, now we've got some amazing energy for getting some real steps done. Now today I spoke about taking ourselves seriously and acknowledging all of these plans that we've been putting together, like new podcasts and YouTube channels and new healing centers and all of these new experiences that I'm seeing all of you have, and I'm thrilled for all of you. So I ask you, how can you better prioritize the tasks and plans to ensure a more productive and fulfilling week is happening? So tomorrow is the real action steps to be taken. All right. So in the morning, write yourself a list, or even tonight, like even tonight was a good one for that, the contemplation stuff. So get a piece of pen and paper and write out all of the small steps that you can make. 1% a day is 365% better a year. So, do something. All right. So next, in what area of my life do I need to establish stronger boundaries, particularly in relationships or in professional endeavors? So I think I touched on this when I was talking about Venus and her decision making and boundaries with Pluto. And I don't know if it was I don't know where I wrote it, but the analogy of Venus being so caring about everybody else. She's in the PTA, and she's in she's a soccer mom, and she's a lunch lady, and she's a blah, blah, blah. And they're the ones that, live on, um, what's that stuff that puts you to sleep? I was going to say Xanax, but that's American. You know what I mean. All right. So don't be the person that gives away all of your energy and enthusiasm to groups of people that don't appreciate you. All right. So make those boundaries, and you know, you don't have to justify the reason why you want to do things for yourself. Just do them. All right. Okay, how can I harness the energy of Mars to add fuel to my personal goals and ambitions? Like I said, I just think this week we're going to wake up one day, or we're going to wake up on Wednesday, and we're just going to feel that little bit better. I promise you guys. I promise you, you're just going to be like, oh, okay, I can do this. And even though I've written trigger warning for Wednesday, it might be because we're not used to that influx of energy again. Whatever it is, we're going to be able to start functioning. All right. What is next? What old patterns of behavior am I still holding on to that no longer serve me, and how can I release them? So, what day was patterns of behavior? Okay, Thursday. So let me just grab my book. I'm sorry. So Thursday, we have got Mercury conjunct Chiron. We have also got the moon sextile Chiron. All right. So we've got our thinking and emotions touching on Chiron. All right. So this is why we're like, what old patterns of behavior are coming up? Or are we just going to, like I said earlier, use that experience as, I am now someone that is experienced in this, and I can help others help get through their thing because I survived. You can too. All right. So now Lilith is also in play on Thursday. So say the things, say the words, just say the words, the ones that you were told to never say. So just say them. Okay. All right. What am I up to? What steps can I take to cultivate a sense of inner peace and spiritual connection, especially during moments of stress and uncertainty? All right. So I do believe this is Friday when the moon moves into Pisces. All right. So we wake up on Friday, and it's just, it's Pisces. It does still move into that escapist tendencies. Way more spiritual though. Way more spiritual. We have moon sextile Venus, beautiful. The sun conjunct Venus, and the sun starting an in conjunct with the south node, which just means that we are able to make the adjustments required to let those old things go. All right. And again, with this Mercury conjunct Chiron, we're in this headspace where, we are resetting our lives. We are choosing to go in new directions, and we are cognitively aware of our past behaviors and why we have those things and how we can move forward with ease. And it just takes us gently reminding ourselves when we catch ourselves in those old patterns to just, give ourselves a hug as we shuffle ourselves along a little bit further down the road. Okay. How can I incorporate regular physical activity into my routine to channel excess energy and improve my overall well-being? Just decide to do it. I have to fess up and say I have sucked this week at exercise. I was so good for the previous 2 weeks, and then this week fell off the wagon big time. Big time. I check in with my trainer, I write done, and I give him a little bit of a doobie on my training experience for the day. Nothing this week. I was like, dude, no, sorry. And he's like, it's okay. What did he say? Even the dark, even the something so profound. Norm is so profound all the time. What did you write? Keep your chin up. The storm only lasts for a certain time. The sun will reappear. I love that. I love that. All right. So, but now with Mars moving back into Aries, we're going to have our energy back. So what are you going to do? What is that one simple exercise that is in alignment with you? Like, where is your Mars located? Just do something. I implore you every day to do something for your physical body. Like I keep saying, it's all good for us to be spiritually aware people. But if you don't have a body that functions, then you might as well, be a little bit of Stephen Hawking. Like, he had a brilliant mind, but he didn't have the physical ability to, I mean, oh my God, the guy lived to like 60, and that's probably not the best analogy I could use. But my point is, it's really, really important that we do honor and use these bodies every day. Okay, let's move. What past experience or memories do I need to reevaluate with a more rational and healing perspective, as indicated by Mercury conjunct Chiron? Okay, well, there you go. I've spoken about that quite a few times already. So, am I being honest with myself about my desires, goals, and limitations? How can I cultivate greater authenticity into my thoughts and actions? So this one, I'm definitely talking about the weekend. All right. So for Saturday, I wrote that success is an internal choice. It's putting together the pieces of your life and seeing the bigger picture made up of many different experiences and decisions. Self-development requires honest observation. Letting things go and picking things up. What feelings are you going to follow? Okay. So definitely. And then what opportunities for growth and self-awareness can I embrace this week? And how can I actively work towards personal transformation? So, that's more of a Sunday one as well. Watch for excess energy that could cause irritation. So I do believe the moon goes into Aries early in the morning. All right. Actually, there's a massive Aries buildup on Sunday. So that's why I was saying to watch for irritation and maybe get out for a walk in the morning. And I've written get out and go for a walk, because otherwise it might start an argument over old hurts, hence Mercury conjunct Chiron. Be honest about what's coming up for you, and remember, everybody is trying to navigate this thing that we call life. So just be as kind as you can. For that Sunday, most of the tension is actually in the morning and up to that midday mark. So so that is the overview and the things to ponder for this week. Let me stop my share. And I do believe I'm going to stop the recording as well.